Questions 1 through 10 of the 2000 Grade 10 Cayley Math Contest. The value of 2 times 5 minus 2 minus 5 squared. So you use BEDMAS, which is the order of operations, brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So if we have 2 times 5 minus 2 minus 5 squared, do the brackets first, so that would become 2 times 3. Exponents next, we got 25, so this is 6 minus 25, which is negative 19. So the answer for number 1 is A. If the following sequence of 5 arrows repeats itself continuously, what arrow would be in the 48th position? So this is the first position, second position, third, fourth, and fifth. And similarly, 6th position, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, like that. And it just keeps repeating. So one thing I notice is that every time you have a multiple of 5, it'll be that position. So 5, 10, 15, and so on. So if you get sufficiently close to 48, so 40, 45, these are all going to be this position. But what happens after 45? Well, this is the 46th position, 47th, and then this is the 48th position, which is right here. And in terms of the answer choices, it would be choice C. In the given diagram, the numbers are shown are the lengths of the sides. What is the perimeter of the figure? All right, so they've labeled most of them, but we need to figure out the other two that are missing. This one and this one. So from here to here is 3, and from here to here is 2. So that means this whole thing is 5. And then this whole thing is 6, and from here to here is 2. So therefore this has to be 6 minus 2, or 4, like that. So now we just have to add up all of the sides. So we got 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 6, like that. And this looks like it adds up to 22. So the answer is C. A farmer has 7 cows, 8 sheep, and 6 goats. How many more goats should be bought so that half of her animals will be goats? So you have 7 cows, 8 sheep, and 6 goats. So you want her goats over the total to equal half. That is what the question is saying. So currently her goats is 6. Now they're saying that she has to buy some more, so we'll have that be represented by X. And the total is 7 plus 8 plus 6 plus X. And we want this to be a half. So we now solve for this, cross multiply, and you get 12 plus 2X equals 7 plus 8 plus 6 plus X. So bring the X over to this side, and we'll have 7 plus 8, 15, 15 plus 6, 21, 21 minus 12, and this is equal to 9. So she needs to buy 9 additional goats, and if she does, the goats will represent a half of the total animals that she owns. So the answer to number 4 is D. The first 4 triangular numbers, 1, 3, 6, and 10, are illustrated in the diagram. What is the 10th triangular number? All right. So this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. And the first one is just 1. The second one looks like 3, which of course is 1 plus 2. The third one has a value of 6, but it is 1 plus 2 plus 3. And then the fourth one has a value of 10, which is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So I hope you see a pattern here. The pattern is that if you have the nth triangular number, it is of the form 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way up to 10. So I hope you can see that. This was the fourth one, so it was 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way up to 4. This was the third one, 1 plus 2 plus 3. So this is how you figure out the nth triangular number. So they want us to figure out the 10th one. So the 10th triangular number would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way up to 10. Dot, dot, dot. And this equals, if you add all these numbers up, 55. So therefore the answer for number 5 is A. The sum of the digits of an even 10-digit integer is 89. The last digit is. All right, so you have a 10-digit integer. So I put out 10 spaces here, each space representing a digit. And it is even. Okay, so our answer choices, basically all of them are even in terms of making the last digit. So we can't eliminate any so far. But the sum of the digits is 89. So that's a pretty big sum, right? If all of these were 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, the sum would be 9 times 10, which is 90. So 89 is pretty close to that. It's only one difference. So what that makes me think is that they're all 9s with the exception of one digit. And that one digit is 8. And if you add up these, 9 plus 9, all the way through, you'll get a sum of 9 times 9 plus 8, which is, of course, 81 plus 8, which is 89. So this is the only way that you can get the sum equal to 89 in a 10-digit number. So the last digit is an 8. So the answer to number 6 is E. If AD is a straight line segment and E is a point on AD, determine the measure of CED. So they want you to figure out this angle right there. Okay, well, one thing we know is that all the angles about a straight line are equal to 180. So that means 20 plus 10x minus 2 plus 3x plus 6 is all equal to 180. So now let's solve. We got 180 is equal to 20 minus 2 plus 6. So that looks like 24. And then 10x plus 3x is 13x. So 180 minus 24 is equal to 13x. And therefore 156 over 13 is equal to x. So x is equal to 12. But please don't choose answer B. Don't make that mistake, because that is wrong. They haven't asked you for the value of x. They've asked you for the value of this angle CED. And CED is represented by, right there, 3x plus 6. So we have to figure out what is 3x plus 6. Well, if x is 12, we can substitute that in there. And this becomes 36 plus 6, which is 42. So the answer to number 7 is C. On a 240-kilometer trip, Corey's father drove half of the distance. His mother drove 3/8 of the total distance, and Corey drove the remaining distance. How many kilometers did Corey drive? So you're going along this route here, and it's 240 in terms of its total distance. So Corey's father drove half. So that means Corey's father, he drove half of 240, which is 120. And then the mom drove 3/8 of the total distance. So 3 times 8 times 240, 3 over 8 times 240 is equal to This looks like 90. So the mom drove 90. And then therefore, what's left over is how much Corey drove, like that. So to get Corey's distance, we take the total distance, subtract from it how much the dad drove, subtract from it how much the mom drove, and you'll get Corey's distance, which looks like it is 30. So the answer to number 8 is D. Evaluate minus 50, minus 48, minus 46, all the way up to 54 and 56. Okay? So minus 50, minus 48, minus 46. And then you keep going like this. And then eventually you're going to get on the other side, on the positive side, 50, 52, because it's going up by 2 every time, 54, and then finally 56. All right? Now, one thing you'll notice is that I'll draw actually a few more in here in the middle to give you a little bit better understanding of what's going on. So dot, 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 and then I'll write in 46 and 48, like that. And then one thing you'll notice is that a lot cancels. That cancels with that. That cancels with this. That cancels with that. So this whole thing cancels out. If you do the math, they will all, if you pair them up, equal 0. So this whole thing becomes 0. So the only thing that's left are the last 3 right there, which total 162. So it's kind of a unique situation where a lot of the terms in the first part all total 0, and therefore what you're left with is just the sum of the last 3. So the answer to number 9 is E. The ages of 3 contestants in the Cayley contest are 15 years 9 months, 16 years 1 month, and 15 years 8 months. Their average is. So we have to add 3 numbers, and they represent ages. So that's why I'm putting in the fractional form, because of course we have 12 months, like that. So now we just do the math. First, I'm going to add the whole numbers, 15, 16, and 15, which is of course 46. Then I'll add the fractions, 9 plus 1 plus 8, which is going to be 18 over 12, all over 3. Now 18 over 12, of course, is 1 and 6 over 12, like that. And therefore we've got 47.5 divided by 3. And this is 15.83. And if you want to convert this back into a fraction, 10 over 12. So 15 years and 10 months. So the answer is C.